Alright, my name is Leslie Williams and today's date is 3/13/2013. And I am in San Diego, California, and this is a book that you can get at Amazon by typing in this title: Electronic Torture, Electronic Rape, Technology, and Gang Stalking at the Post Office. Okay, that's the actual book right there. And what is described in this book is literally described by a second target in a separate state by the name of Victoria Rose. Okay, and notice how she says her location is, and she also describes, I'm opening it up now, the documentation file that she wrote. You can go to Google and type in Victoria Rose, California, San Diego, California, Chula Vista, which is right up the road from where I'm at, and remote neural monitoring is directly mentioned in the description of it. Okay? And there's a link, I guess, that you can find it in right there, the Raven one. Okay? And in this documentation file that she wrote, she clearly talks about voice-to-skull technology, remote neural monitoring right there, being stalked. She's a target of gang stalking, and the technological resources that are attached to gang stalking, which are directly mentioned in this book: electronic rape, electronic torture, technology, and gang stalking at the post office. This was written by a totally separate individual, and what's in this book is what she, a totally separate target in a totally separate state, Victoria Rose, mentions in her documentation file. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and I am a target of this organized gang stalking bullshit that's happening towards me again here in San Diego, California. Hang on a second, please. Now, I make these videos to inform the public about the truth, because I believe that the public in general, okay, whether it be in California or any other state that these horrific, horrendous crimes are happening in as a result of being a target of what is known as organized stalking, which is also called gang stalking, the public in general have a right to know concerning the factual realities of what is really and honestly and truthfully happening to just regular common citizens, fellow citizens, your fellow American citizens. In fact, I'm going to make this statement before I continue on. These crimes are happening on the international scale. The same methods, tactics, and protocols being used. Now, the reason why I'm making this particular video is because I was brutally arrested on SDSU campus for minding my own business within a week after I sent the Department of Education some information that was typed on their very computers in their love library. And in these documentations that I typed and printed at their library was sent to the Department of Education, and SDSU was directly mentioned in them. Is cyber surveillance a tactic of gang stalking, and was I being gang stalked on SDSU campus? Yes. I have multiple audio files and video files proving this effect, proving this fact. And basically what they just did was deduce that I was exposing them online and even exposing them to the Department of Education concerning the factual realities that these crimes are occurring on their campuses and being allowed by campus police. I was literally even gaslighted by library security and campus police on previous occasions before this arrest occurred. This arrest occurred on SDSU campus on February 1st, 2013, within 2 minutes of me arriving in the media center, which I had been in on numerous occasions before, attempting to watch a video that I had bought by myself, minding my own business. It was a staged event. And this event was actually even predicted as I locked up my bike, as I came on the campus and locked up my bike and then walked from the bike rack to the media center. I even predicted in my running digital tape recorder that's running on me at all times for several purposes. Let's see if anything happens on this campus today. And within 2 minutes of me arriving in the media center and sitting down attempting to watch a video in private, minding my own business, doing nothing illegal whatsoever, an incident started that they created using a media employee who lied and said that he was just a student, and how media staff acted like they didn't know who he was. And that was caught on digital audio file and video file. Yes. Now, we're going to see how the San Diego City's Attorney's Office handles this case. We're going to see if they try and say that I was supposed to be in court on a separate date in reference to. They're not sending me anything in the mail. Campus police told me they would send me something in the mail concerning a court date within 30 days. It's over a month and a half since that arrest, and nothing has come in my mailbox concerning it. I've been down to the city attorney's office, and they told me that they have nothing in the computer concerning any date before the date that's on the citation that the San Diego State University campus police gave me. So we're going to see. I'm going to tell you something right now. These individuals know my thinking because they have done a huge amount of cyber surveillance in reference to blogs that have been written concerning me And in those blogs, it literally states that no matter what, I will never give up until these places that have engaged in organized gang stalking are exposed and legally prosecuted. So they know my mentality in reference to these expeditions and my attitude towards them. They are also aware that I have an education when it comes to specific laws. Yes. I think they were realizing that as they approached me in the media room. Okay? So, I'll put it to you this way. I have already made statements inside of the Hall of Justice that I will be asking for a trial. So let's see if they pull any kind of shenanigans to try to make it appear that I was supposed to arrive before the court date that's on the citation. Or let's see if the judge doesn't allow me to have a trial. Let me tell you something right now. Fellow American citizens and fellow San Diegans, fellow Californians, I'm a good woman. I'm not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever. The perpetrators that are responsible for hosting these crimes, directing them, managing them, and protecting them are directly involved in the system. Police officers, judges, doctors in area hospitals, county mental health officials, social services workers, fire department EMS personnel. Yes. And it's organized crime in a system that has tentacles out within the community. And what they're doing is using their employment descriptions to aid and abet in these expeditions. They're directly connected to racketeering of all forms, land co-opting, property co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, human trafficking, sexual servitude rings, prostitution rings, drug dealing. I've discovered that by looking at the Ramona Lopez blog that's online. She's a California target and an activist. I strongly suggest you thoroughly and extensively research her. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth, because my life was literally torn inside and out, and every aspect of my life has been raped, including my civil rights. I have been assaulted on numerous occasions, sexually assaulted, sexually exploited, okay? I have had all of my communications rerouted, intercepted, yes, even faked, including emails, phone calls. I've had cell phones hacked, landline phone calls hacked and rerouted. Property owners and landlords have engaged in these campaigns in order to cause the homelessness, which was their objective. I have read over hundreds of blogs by now over a 10-year period about how targets are created. Homelessness is deliberately and intentionally, with complete malice aforethought, created of a target in order to exploit the homelessness, to put them in a whole array of circumstances that can happen to them once the homelessness is created and kept initiated, by getting future prospective landlords and property owners on boards to make sure that they are not allowed to rent to a target. And if a target is allowed to rent another apartment, they'll just wait until the apartment is rented and social services papers are adjusted in reference to. Because when you are a client through social services and you get food stamps or insurance through the state, they allot what kind of benefits you get based on the assets you have and the bills you have. So if I'm paying rent, I get less in food stamps, which is okay with me. But what they'll do is wait until these social services documentations are adjusted in reference to the amount of bills I have in ratio to my assets. Wait until those forms are adjusted and then cause another eviction. And then they'll just play with me for months in reference to readjusting the benefits because I no longer have an apartment. Yes, to try and make it appear on a later date that I committed food stamp fraud by not showing that my bills have changed. Because it's organized crime in the system. Go to YouTube and or Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and social services workers. I have undisputable proof that I am a victim of this crime. And I'm here today to fellow American citizens and fellow Californians, fellow San Diegans, to look you in the eye and just try and talk to you as a person right now, the following statement. I don't know how you would feel if you were taken out of your home through clever, covert, creative means, and how the same crime, that was deliberately and intentionally with complete malice aforethought initiated against you to the point to where homelessness was created. They stage vehicle accidents so you don't even have a car to sleep in, and that can be Googled as well. I have been a victim of this crime for so long now that I literally lost my ability to have children. It was literally that ability was literally murdered. It wasn't unintentionally created as a result of being a gang stalking target. It was intentionally brought about, literally. And the San Diego police played a direct role in that. In 2006, when I was out here for between 1 and 37 days, I was in my last biological years of having the ability to have a child. Okay, that was one reason why this expedition, in part, was affecting me mentally so much. Because I had worked for years to go to school to get an education so I could take care of my children if I ever got married again. And that was my whole goal, the reason why I went to school for years. Okay, so I could support my children in case I ever got divorced, got married and then got divorced, or something happened to him and he couldn't work. It was my intention to go to school so I could get a good job to take care of my children, because I wanted children with every fiber of my being. And as a result of becoming an open gang-stalking target, that was taken away from me as a direct result of everything that I've been through and suffering through and surviving this campaign. I literally lost the ability to have children. I'm here today, fellow American citizens, to just ask you, how do you think that you would feel if someone took you out of your home, blacklisted you from employment, staged vehicle accidents so you didn't have a car to sleep in, robbed you, had you sexually assaulted, had you sexually exploited, wrecked your credit, got you in debt with school loans, yes, murdered your chance to have children, and then had you harassed and gang-stalked on a feverish scale every day for over 10 years, on top of being physically assaulted, and then altering the evidence of the assault, like they did on the MTS bus. Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on MTS." Look at the video on how it's assaulted. Google "Learning Disabled Woman describes how MTS video is altered." Then look in the description of that YouTube video and you'll see a printed and scanned email that is attached within a blog. That blog's URL address is in the description of that YouTube video. It literally shows the printed and scanned email that shows that assault was predicted 11 days before it occurred. Yes, because I had already been assaulted at a bus stop as a result of exposing this gang-stalking expedition that's been happening towards me online. And I was preparing to go to Barbara Boxer's office to try and expose, or at least try to get her help concerning the Department of Education investigating the schools that have been involved in this, and how the school loans were attached to it. Yeah, and they just deduced that I was preparing to do this as a result of cyber surveillance over at USD. And they had me assaulted, and that's why I made the prediction about the assault. And then MTS had the audacity to send me an altered video of the assault. I am in San Diego, California, and I'm here today, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegans, and fellow Californians. What I have described in this video is only 1 on a scale of 1 to 10 compared to the 10 that I have been through in this campaign and what has happened to me in my life. You would not believe the crimes that have happened towards me. I am stalked and harassed on a daily basis and tracked like an animal, so the organized harassment can be perpetrated around me in all the environments that I go into, overtly and creatively, through sensitization methods of organized gang stalking. Public libraries are playing a direct role in this again, and they will use any creative excuse to try and make it appear they're banning me from their libraries is because of something they say I'm doing, which I'm not doing nothing. The last time I was there, they said they were approaching me because people have complained about me because I was burping. I don't think so. This was their way to try to make it appear and to harass me that if they get any more complaints about me, that I will be banned. He even had the audacity to bring out a library code of conduct. Even though my internet activity is being surveilled at these public libraries like you would not believe. This is organized crime in the system, and what they're doing is using the system to protect the crimes, to discredit the target concerning the crimes, and the truth the target's telling, and to make sure that the target never gets any uncorrupted help and remains isolated in a campaign as a result of all their communications being rerouted, faked, and intercepted. Yes, this is how we're kept isolated in these campaigns. So I'm here today, fellow American citizens and fellow San Diegans. Ask yourself, if you're sitting there watching this video in your home or your apartment, in the comfortability of your home, which is your right to have, obviously, ask yourself, look around and ask yourself, what would you do if someone took you out of your home and then kept you from being able to rent another home, like an apartment? If they had you gang stalked to a motel room? Yes. If they staged a vehicle accident while associating themselves to the fact that the accident was staged deliberately? Yes. If they wrecked your credit, if they got you in debt, if they had you assaulted, if they even had you sexually assaulted, sexually exploited, kept you from the ability to be able to work, wrecked your credit, yes, and then had you harassed on a non-stop basis for years on end, every single day, everywhere you went, by people you don't know. And some of these people are definitely social deviant appearing, to frighten you, to keep you in a psychological trauma effect, to break you down psychologically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, Do you have any idea how many gang-stalking targets have committed suicide? I'm in San Diego, California. I make these videos to inform the truth. So you can maybe take a look at my statements and think to yourself, how do you think that you would act if you were a victim of these kinds of crimes, and then finding out the system is involved in them, like police officers, prosecutors, possibly district attorney's office members, social services workers, even social security workers. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth, so the truth can be known for what it is, and so these snakes that are downtown in their employment descriptions that you pay for through your property taxes, what they're doing to innocent human beings. And let's see how I'm treated in court. Thank you.